What up, folks? Welcome back to ULTRAZILLA Toys, and today I have a review of the MEZCO 1/12 Armored Batman from Batman v Superman. This is the final review from my Wonder Woman slash Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice week. This is the final review. You'll be able to comment on to get an entry in to win the DC Multiverse Aquaman, Nightmare Batman, and Cloaked Wonder Woman figures. One winner will take all three, and the winner will be announced tomorrow morning at some point. Alrighty, so you have till midnight tonight EST to comment and subscribe. You have to be a subscriber, folks, not just comment on the videos. Alright, so that's that. Let's get into the review. There you see Armored Batman. Starting out with a close-up shot because with my current background, I keep getting a lot of like focus problems. A lot of heads back there taking away his focus, so I will be working on that. But there you go. I wanted to start out with him in the foreground. I'm gonna move him back because we're gonna talk about a few things. I'm actually a little mad right now at MEZCO. I got this guy around New York Comic Con, not at New York Comic Con. It was a convention exclusive. I'm gonna air quote that because it was exclusive both at San Diego and New York Comic Con because it came with a extra weapon, the spear with the kryptonite head, right? So that's one thing. Another thing. Like, they made these available at the con and, you know, to be mailed and whatnot. The shipping was super expensive. You know, like, it was really nuts. So I really hope they get that in order. That was a really big deal about this. That said, I've had this guy since then. He's looked awesome. I've played around with him a bunch, obviously, since then. It's been a while. I have not taken out anything out of the package except Batman himself and his gun, which is strapped around him. That's it. Took all the accessories out just now. The exclusive broke as I took it out of the package. There was a twist tie on here so tight that, like a plastic tie, so tight that as soon as I started moving it, this whole thing snapped, and you couldn't even tell it was a tie. It looked exactly like this thing. So very, very unfortunate. How do you snap metal? I didn't even, you know, like move it that hard. That's a real big bummer, guys. And this is not new anymore. It's sold out. So the chances of me getting a replacement for this are probably pretty slim. So, man, that is a bummer. You know, I wasn't gonna pose him with it. You know, I have no plans on selling this guy at least anytime soon. But you don't want that happening. You know, especially doing a review. It just put me in a bad space here. It's die-cast metal, this thing. It kind of looks nice. But look, the little part here cracked off, and then the middle cracked off. That's how tight it was in the plastic inside the packaging. Ugh. Well, I'm sorry to take up so much time on that. That's all I'll be showing of that piece. That is really unfortunate. It definitely puts a little damper on things for me here. But what are you gonna do? We press forward. He comes with a bunch of hands. We're gonna take a look at his other accessories at this point, and they all really look nice. You know, done in this like nice gunmetal with a nice wash over them on the armor. Really, really nice looking. So you got a bunch of different ones for various things that he could do. Very nice stuff. He has this weapon, which is like a grapple weapon, I believe. Yep. Like that would that go in? There's the little grapple. That's how it would look inside. And then nicely enough, it also comes with one that shoots out. So you put the nub inside. Like so. Well, you get the point. And then it's all wrapped in a little bit of string. Shoots out. Pretty cool. You have these little miniature like smoke bombs. They're pretty cool. You get 2 of those. Tiny, tiny, tiny. You're definitely gonna be losing that. You definitely want to use this. It comes with a 1/12 collective bag a la Figma. Figma does this. And I like this idea. It's the same exact concept. Write down what this is for. But it's a good concept. I don't mind it. There's an extra screw in here just in case you lose the screw. So I'm gonna at least put the little bombs in there. Because, man, I'm gonna lose those things. The rest might go just where they go in the packaging. In the box after. So there's those things. He comes with a stand, you know, the MEZCO standy. I'm gonna take him off. There's a little peg in there that you can put his foot in. Right here with a very nice Batman Superman symbol there. There's the peg, and you can pop this out to be able to fit this one, the arm. But it's pretty tight. Maybe if you do it the other way. Well, yep, yeah, I got it out a little bit. There we go, that comes out. Don't want to lose that either. So you can put that in, get the arm in. Now, you know, you could hold. This is a heavy figure, so I'm not sure how great it'll hold him, but let's check it out. Yeah, it won't hold him so great. But the cool thing is, it also comes with this attachment piece, and I put these in already. They're coming out here. So you would pretty much hook these on to like this piece of armature here. And then you could use this to do like, you know, some cape holding. Which is kind of cool. Nice little feature. It's a little tight. But you could get a little piece of cape in there. I believe. Yeah. So you could do stuff for dynamic posing. I won't be using any of that. That's about all you'll ever see of that from me. And he comes with this amazing, really awesome strap that has an actual working mini buckle. Yeah, I can take it off because I'll show it to you. If I can. It's stuck on this cape. There we go. So that attaches to his gun. It comes attached, I believe, with his gun. Very, very nice looking. Really a working strap with a buckle is nice. And then you have this amazing, amazing gun. Love it. Got that same gunmetal work in there with black. It just looks fantastic. That is beautiful looking. So very, very cool. That looks great. You know, and then you could take one of these hands, you know, make them hold it like that, pop it in, good to go. That's probably what I'll be doing for my figure here. If you want to check that out, pop, nice and easy. Get that in there, into the peg if it wants to go. It is tight, so there you go. That's how we hold it. Let's take the gun out. We'll leave that hand in. And now let's take a look at the main event. Which, man, I'm glad to be looking at the main event because we are 10 minutes into it. That's a lot of stuff, you know. It comes with a lot of stuff, which it should. I am really, really bummed out by the breakage I just had, but you know, it's not something ultimately I will be using. I'll probably just super glue that whole thing together if I can and call it a day. Put it back in the box and that's it. Forget about it. So here he is. He is incredible. This is only my second Mezco figure. I have Judge Dredd as well. This one is amazing. As soon as I saw it, I knew this had to be my armored Batman from my shelf. He just looks fantastic. The thing that sold me is this piece right here. It's metal. It's hard. So his whole chest plate is metal. So that's really cool. So very, very nice stuff. Dig that a lot. It looks really great too. It's got all kinds of scuffing and, you know, grooves all over it. So very, very battle worn. Really nice. In that nice metal gray, you know, with a little bit of wash on it. Same thing with his head. They did great in matching that with plastic and metal. So very nice there. Looks good. Nice sculpt. Nice finish there. His mouth looks good. This is that looks like Ben Affleck to me in there. Thumbs up. That looks good. So you got more armor sculpted nicely. Oh, look at all that. All the grooves, all the cuts. Don't you want to see who Batman was fighting in the suit prior to Superman? I do. Really, really cool stuff. Really great. Maybe no one. Maybe this is all just like the damage he took from that fight. But it does make me think about it a bit. You got this floating piece here. It's like the cod piece. And the belt buckle all together. And that all looks good too. So, very nicely sculpted. His leg armor is very nicely sculpted as well as his boots. Beautiful stuff all around. Underneath that armor, you got like that signature MEZCO 112 like cloth like suit, you know, acting as like Kevlar armor underneath or some sort of body armor. Looks good. It's kind of chainmail, or maybe it's chainmail. So it's supposed to be. Looks good. You know what else looks good? His neck piece in there. That looks really nice. That's done a little bit darker, and I like that. So very, very cool there. Looking good. You know, all these armor bits fit really well over this cloth. It does bunch up a little bit over here. I mean, it comes down a little bit too much. Not much you could do there, but just some creative posing just kind of takes away that look. If anything, I'd say that's the only like real fault there. He has a nice cape with really good tattering on the bottom. This really looks like worn really well. There's some kind of finish on there that makes it feel dirty and gross. I think the camera is not picking it up well, but if you've seen this in person, you know what I'm talking about. And there you go. You can see it a little bit of there. So, and the tatters are really good. Unlike the Mafex Batman, where it just looks like somebody took a little scissor to it. So very, 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 very nice tatter. And it's a nice material. Feels really good. So, really good material. Not skimping there. Really nice looking stuff. Sculpted well. Everything looks good. So, the paint, again, his mouth and his face underneath look really nice. Other than that, I've pretty much covered everything there is to cover. There's some gold bits here and there. But you got nice washes on everything. So everything looks really worn in, very well done, you know. So excellent look. The only other thing to the look will be the gimmick. As you can see, his eyes are white. And there's a little, this guy comes with 2 batteries. You pop off his head, which is really easy. There's a screw, and that's where the extra screw that was in the baggie is for, just in case you lose that. And I like the placement here, right underneath the joint, the ball joint. So you unscrew that, put it in, and then there's a little switch there in the back of his head. Pop it on, and there you go. So, and now his eyes are lit up. which is really cool, you know? That looks awesome. So really nicely done. The light is really good. I really dig that. So there you go. Let's do that. So very, very nice. Nice feature there. Looks good. Worth the price of admission. I shut that off, not to waste it. So really well done. Now articulation on this guy. Head obviously is on a ball joint, so you get a lot of movement there. Can look down, can look up, all around. It is a little loosey right now, but that's because I didn't jam it in all the way. See, now it's a little tighter. It's pretty good. This body does have an ab crunch from what I recall. I don't think I feel it, but it's hard. Yeah, I think you can move it back and forth, and definitely some sort of waist stuff. Everything is underneath the cloth, so can't remember exactly what their bodies are like underneath, but you do get some good movement in there, so that's good. His shoulders feel really good, unhindered by both the cloth and the armor, which is sitting on top of the cloth, but not hindering his shoulder in there, which is great. So you definitely have an upper bicep swivel in there. Can't tell, you know, what kind of joint there is for the elbow, but you get a decent bend, and the armor is going to stop it. And the armor, what I like also about the armor is, if you can see there, the pieces of his upper armor and lower armor are attached, and it has a little joint in there which helps you move it. I think that looks wise, that is gorgeous, and it's cool. I don't care if it limits the movement a little bit. That is really awesome. The wrists have a little swivel on there at that joint, so that's cool. And yep, so you get a little swivel, and you can move it all around. That's good. Little hinge in there. So legs, you know, because of this excess cloth, I am a little hindered at the legs, but it's not so bad for an armored Batman. You do get a thigh cut in there, and the same hinge that like holds together the arms, has it holds together the legs as well, the armor bits. So that's cool, and I really like that look. And you can move his knee armor, which is a piece that's also attached on the inner section. So that's really great art engineering for this armor. It gives you a little bit more motion, and definitely for posing, it allows you to cover up a lot. So I think that's fantastic. A lot of great engineering went into that part of it. So pretty cool. Because of that, you don't get any boot cut or anything like that. You do get a ankle rocker and a hinge that goes back and forth. No toe articulation, but with this armor, I don't see it. I don't see it being there. He stands really great on his own, as you can see there. And he just looks awesome. I really, really love this figure. When I got this figure, this is when I knew I wanted to do like a whole week based. This was the main event, and it's still become the main event, even though Wonder Woman, took precedence and became a bigger part of this whole week because it was out and there's a bunch of new figures, and I got a couple. So, but yeah, this was the guy that started it all for me, down this path of wanting to do this week. So blame this guy. And he's pretty awesome. I really like him. Let's do some comparisons. Here he is with the Multiverse Wonder Woman. So you see how big he is with her. And the Mafex Wonder Woman. Let's see that. So there you go. And that armored Batman, who stands same height, which is interesting. And Aquaman, both Multiverse. That's pretty cool. And then you got Batman from Mafex. He's a bit awkward. And Superman from DC Films, who's pretty awesome. And again, you know, I've said it during this week already, but I love this Batman v Superman that I've assembled for myself. You know, so I think that's a good fight here for me personally. So there you go. There you have it. MEZCO 112 Armor Batman. He was pricey to begin with at $110. Became pricier with shipping and tax. All told, I think it cost me like $135, which is nuts. But you do get a lot of stuff. They included a lot of stuff in this set, and the figure is fantastic. You get the metal, you know, and that's always gonna up the price. This is unfortunate though. This is also metal, and it's unfortunate that it broke. I'm, you know, again, not happy with that, how that turned out, but the figure itself is still awesome. I really love it. I don't regret it, you know, so I love having it here. So he's great. Alright guys, that's all I have. Please like, comment. Again, if you comment here, you will be entered into the drawing. Subscribe and share, guys. You must subscribe to the contest as well. Saying it again. And that's all I have, alright? Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I said that already. I'm in a loop. Till next time, peace out, peeps.